Hey there, River here. Thank you so much for joining us in this session where we will be exploring Mercury going retrograde in Taurus at 15 degrees. And I am thinking that happens on the 21st, but quadruple check me, of course. And before that, some disclaimers. I am not a doctor, lawyer, therapist. I'm a fortune teller. So, what I offer is no substitute for their services. Furthermore, what I share does not determine your future, only your intentions and actions do. So, please use your gifts of discernment before deciding what to gather and take away from this reading. And of course, take only what resonates and blow like a kiss the rest to the universe for cosmic composting back into beauty. This reading is intended for fun and games, for shits and giggles, for entertainment, for flexing our mind, heart, body, spirit, soul, emotions, intuition, and at the least, I hope to cause harm to none, and at the most, I hope I may assist you on your healing path. All that said, let's jump into the reading. I rolled a number 4. And so, if you've been hanging out here a while, I love talking about numerology. I adore it. Trying to find words, different words to use other than like and love. And so, yeah, numerology, the number 4. What do you know about that? I am learning that is about getting grounded, and that number 4 gives you this stability and foundation. And so that's fun to consider to help us through after this, during this event of Mercury retrograde, and what we might consider during the Mercury retrograde, which, God bless it, I don't remember off the top of my head where it goes through, but it could be October, but quadruple check me. When Mercury goes direct, it could be May. It could be next month. I'm not sure. I apologize. And you can leave a note in the comments if you feel that would be fun. Thank you. So that number 4, I love it. It reminds me of a chair. 4 legs on the floor, which is solid, grounded. And that number 4, if others are pulling on you energetically, emotionally, physically, that number 4 may help with that. And so play around with it a little bit. See what works for you, whether it's a chant, a song, turning it into an art piece. I don't know if that sounds fun, just to help play through the loss, because that is not so fun and easy. So whatever we can do to play through in a healthy way without sweeping things under the carpet, hip hip hooray. It's different for everybody because we're all different psychosocial science experiments. So take only what resonates for you. So number 4 picked for us the Cali Oracle by Alana Fairchild and illustrated by Jimmy Manton, and that's published by Blue Dreams Publishing. I'm quadruple checking. Please pardon me. Blue Angel Publishing. I apologize. So that is a little about the deck. Please pardon me, I grabbed some water. And we have some sodalite I brought in, as the reading is about Mercury. And so this is one of those stones that is so lovely with the throat chakra, the Visuddha chakra, and your third eye chakra, your Ajna chakra. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing. So that's the sodalite. There's different nicknames for that. Some might call it the Christ stone because it helps you align your throat and your third eye and your heart, perhaps. But of course, quadruple check me. And then we have this lovely blue calcite to also assist your Visuddha chakra during this Mercury retrograde, helping you take pause when you need to take pause or want to take pause or how to move forward. Speaking your truth, seeking and sharing your truth. Seeking and sharing truths instead of becoming secretive, hidden, alone in your knowledge. Birthing things into the ether plane with your throat chakra. And I apologize, I can't quite remember where that bit of information came from. So here we are, let's jump in. You are a whole, full, powerful, loving, spiritual being, and so am I. And we thank your source, spirit team, angels, galaxy guides, ancestors, saints, sages, gods, goddesses, universes, here for the highest love and light. Well, it's mine. And we thank your source and my source for immediately shifting the situation into what it needs to be, offering necessary insights, healings, acts of grace, protection, healing, protection. Thank you. So be it. So it was. So it was. So it was. So it was. Heartily, we are grateful. Thank you for making this reading abundantly clear about what Mercury retrograde in Taurus at 15 degrees. I think it's 15 to 5 degrees, but again, quadruple check me on that. Has to tell us how we may move forward, minding our business in the highest love and light. And I'm being reminded to share that Kali is one of the Romani goddesses, and if you are lost and on the healing path and in need of assistance, and you come across Kali, she will help you gladly, peacefully, with joy in her heart and peace. And we also invite you to check out in your own culture parallel gods and goddesses that may resonate with you to assist you on your healing path, that you may have fun checking that out if you haven't already. Thank you very much. Woohoo! Mercury retrograde in Taurus. Isn't Taurus an earth sign? For some reason I'm feeling the jaw of Taurus. Like maybe that's the part of the face that's associated with, or the root chakra tying in with the jaw. And I have been working on my Visuddha chakra over the past year especially. How about you all? I know, some things are still being worked through, so you just kind of hold them close, right? This is Bhuvaneswari. Let you vibe with that for a minute. Bhuvaneswari. Bhuvaneswari. Please forgive my pronunciation. So beautiful. All right. Let's see. Oops. Pardon me. And there are a few aspects to this reading, so I invite you to settle in and come back and review at any time. Pardon me, I need to take a sip of water. Thank you so much. Oops. I'm also being reminded to share the colors of the Visuddha chakra, your throat chakra, for you to check those out if you haven't already. And you can see what resonates with you, and that may help you move forward, minding your business in the highest love and light over this next month. Colors are such beautiful healers, and that light that helps us see the color and the love behind it all. So that may be fun to play with. You may find yourself doing art with it, or you fill in the blank. So let's see, the number 19. So that number 1, it initiates and begins. It invokes the creator. It brings your needs to a conclusion and puts yourself first. And it helps with the victim issues that caused the boundary issues you're facing in the first place. Is that true? Quadruple check me. All sorts of things associated with the numbers and the numerology. And so if you have a different take on the number 1, please share. And some of this is I'm learning from Cindy Dale, and I share her information in the description, but I'm learning, so I might not have it all correct all the time. So I invite you to quadruple check out Cindy for yourself, or share your own resources if you want to in the comments. That would be awesome. Awesome fun. Yeah. And then that number 9, let's see. Number 9 ends a cycle, represents change and harmony, eliminates the old, and opens us up to the new. That's that ending of a cycle. And can erase that part that some of us have learned to call evil, where we are grief-struck by loss, we're possessed by grief. So the number 9 helps erase that, helps clear that up, helps people learn to heal through that loss. And we've been seeing so much, especially over the past couple of years. So many of us have been, and still are, learning how to really manage that on the daily. And so I'm sending you all hugs and just helping you hold your space from here, from there. And the number 9 may also help with this, helping us move forward in a way that feels positive to us, even though there's this loss or trauma perhaps that we're still also processing. There's times during the day we can feel this lovely change and harmony and this shift happening and this joy, and we can feel blessed and happy that there's this end of a boundary problem coming, and we can move forward with these beautiful, beautiful potentials, these pure potentials. And so what a beautiful number, the 1 and the 9, and then put them together, and when you got a 10. So the number shifts. Is that my math correct? Sometimes I just get wonky with my math. I know that's such a scientific term, wonky. 1 plus 9 breaks down to a 10. So yeah, that's something else to consider. The number 10 can create heaven on earth. And it's the number of physical matter. It signifies starting over. Comes right after that 9, where that end of one cycle and the beginning of a new one. And helps boost the intention or energy of something. So we can use that number 10 to help boost our positive intentions and play through whatever loss and trauma is popping up for us perhaps over this next month. So some fun facts about the number 19, or opinions, however you see. Everybody sees things differently, and please feel free to share your own. And the Bhuvaneswari, there's 3 parts to this. So a little opening prayer, some explanation, and invocation ritual, and closing. So here we go. Our cosmic mother is the light bringer, the sun and moon, the light of renewal and healing. She is the divine voice, the sound of creation, the sublime note that births a golden era. Hers is the capacity to create a clean slate and a fresh start. She is hope, and she is arising. She protects and preserves that which is worthy of the heart. She shines in a perpetual state of divine beauty and radiance, reigniting our creative fires and attracting to us the most supportive and honoring circumstances. Her presence signifies utmost grace. Wow, super sweet. Thank you, Bhuvaneswari. So here we go, jumping into a little more. Beautiful Bhuvaneswari, 4th of the Mavija wisdom goddesses, is colored like the rising sun with the crescent moon at her brow. She is the goddess of abundance and the kind priestess that provides the pathway to healing and fulfillment. She is the quality of preservation and sustaining nourishment. When we have fought hard to accomplish something worthwhile in honoring of the soul, she provides the means to protect it so it may endure. This may relate to a state of being, a project with heart, or a relationship karmically destined to unite and empower certain souls for the spiritual benefit of the collective. Her presence particularly relates to the divine beautification of the physical world, the bringing of heaven to earth. I love that. We talked about that with the number 10. That's super sweet. The name Bhuvaneswari means sovereign queen of the world, from Bhuvana, which means quote-unquote the earth, our world, and Isvari, which means quote-unquote female ruler. If there is a situation in your physical life that has ugliness and discord at its heart, the appearance of Bhuvaneswari signifies that it shall be healed and realigned through her grace. Believe in the beautiful possibilities of what you are yet to experience, rather than placing your faith in what you have experienced thus far. Her presence in a reading signifies harmony and beauty awakening in your world in a very tangible way. As the creatrix of the forms of all the worlds, including the world of our bodies, she holds special power to work on the physical level to bring healing to our bodies and material life circumstances. As the energy of fulfillment, wellness, and vitality, Bhuvaneswari is the divine feminine medicine for those who run their energy levels to depletion, hovering somewhere between exhaustion and barely scraping by to meet all demands. She can help us replenish and to learn what it feels like to operate from a place of fullness, so that what we give does not deplete, but encourages us to open more, to receive more, so it overflows. When such a giving takes place, we are strengthened and uplifted. In a reading, she indicates a shift from poverty consciousness and lack to prosperity consciousness and abundance. Bhuvaneswari is the primordial creative divine power of sound. She is the goddess Vak, who emanates as Saraswati, the goddess of sound, music, creativity, knowledge, and healing. The oracle indicates the significance of voice, creative power, inner spiritual authority, and sound healing. All created phenomena have a sound frequency. It may not be physically audible, but the vibration can be felt at a soul level. If it vibrates higher than we do, it will uplift us. If it vibrates lower, we may feel pulled down or depleted by it, unless we can remain peacefully anchored in our true frequency, in which case we tend to influence lower energies and uplift them with our presence. I know, this is a lot. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Bhuvaneswari, and thank you all of you for witnessing and hearing and experiencing and honoring it with me and learning with me. It's so much fun. And intense. I lost my place. Here we are. Everything has a frequency, from the people and places we connect with to the energies that permeate and influence the space where we live and the objects with which we surround ourselves. All things have a story to tell. The more sensitive we become, the more we will feel and potentially be moved, positively or not, by that story. To surround oneself with that which speaks the story that heals us, that supports us and inspires us, can be constructive for our well-being and spiritual progress. In a reading, Bhuvaneswari brings your attention to the influences in your life, asking you to note how you feel around certain people or places, and to consider how to protect and uplift your energy. Thank you. I'm pausing because that's something I've been contemplating myself, like it's a constant reassessment, like what is uplifting our energy and what is not, and how to navigate that. And immersing into adoption spirit magic was one of my ways to manage that. And I don't want to go too much on a tangent, but I just appreciate that, and am just feeling so blessed by Bhuvaneswari sharing, bringing that to our attention again, to really note how you feel. And I know for myself, at a time it was challenging for me to even feel. I couldn't even cry. And so it became a mission to learn how to feel, to learn how to cry, to learn how to know my emotions and my feelings and my thoughts and my mind and my heart. And maybe some of you can relate to that. It's quite a human experience. And so what lifts you up? And do more of that. And yes, consider how to protect and uplift your energy. That's one of the gifts that Bhuvaneswari is bringing to us to consider as we go through this Mercury retrograde. So there's a span of time we can consider this, which is outstanding. We don't have to do it tonight. We can take our time. We don't have to do it today. We can take our time. Take a little bit of time to consider over this retrograde. Bhuvaneswari's gift of preservation is the counterbalancing power to Kali Ma's destructive energies. With Kali breaking through the false foundations, Bhuvaneswari can help to rebuild and preserve what is true to the soul. When Bhuvaneshwari arises in a reading, she is asking you to take note of what needs to be preserved, protected, and secured, even during the wilds of Kali Ma's transformational activities in your life. Sometimes a period of withdrawal to allow for protection and inner strengthening is helpful. See, what was I saying about immersing into adoption spirit magic? I found myself in this time of a need for withdrawal, and I'm still there, stepping out just a little bit by doing activities such as this. So thank you so much for joining me and helping me breathe life into adoption spirit magic. And that's just amazing. I feel so blessed. I can't even express, I can't do it justice. So I share these readings, and maybe that helps. And so sometimes you need to withdraw to allow for protection and inner strengthening. Sometimes that's helpful. Occasionally, we simply need to place what is precious away from the grasping and greed of unworthy hands. You can genuinely love and wish for the spiritual fulfillment of all hearts whilst still recognizing the limitations of yourself and others and responding appropriately. Bhuvaneshwari helps us to see clearly by increasing the light in our lives. Her presence is also an indication that at some level you need a completely fresh start, and she will facilitate this inner reset if you are willing to allow it. This will bring you freedom and energy to reach new heights. Wow, that's a challenge for the Mercury Retrograde. Outstanding. And I love how wasn't it talking about the voice? No. There it is. Goddess of sound. Significance of voice. Yes, yes, yes. So beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you, Kali Ma. Thank you, Bhuvaneshwari. Thank you. So the invocation ritual. And you can come back and say this as many times as you need over this retrograde to help it integrate or embody, activate. Here we go. Beloved Goddess of Universal Light, Bhuvaneshwari, our beloved rising sun, priestess of the crescent moon, bejeweled and abundant with golden grace, soft with compassion, generous source of all prosperity and hope, you nurture our souls. You are the gift of sustaining grace. You are the wisdom of sustaining protection. I open my heart to you, welcoming you without hesitation into every aspect of my life, in every dimension of my being. May my soul be an altar to your love, wisdom, and grace for the spiritual benefit of all beings. May I live in complete integrity and harmony with your will. As above, so below. Jai Ma Devi, Jai Ma Bhuvaneshwari. Thank you. So beautiful. Heartily, we are grateful. And I'm being called to remind you, your free will. This may resonate with only some of you, and that's all right. And there is no need for you to do anything against your will, right? So you can appreciate the support, but you don't need to necessarily partake in the invocation ritual, for example, if that feels uncomfortable to you, is what I'm trying to say. That I was called to share, right? Because free will it's real. It's real. Sometimes it gets stolen away by loss and trauma, but it's still real. And so just to honor your free will and how you choose to do that invocation ritual, whether you come back and say it 27 times this over the retrograde, or 4 times, or 7 times, or not at all. It's up to you. So there's a little more. Thank you so much for hanging with me. And Kalima and Bhuvaneswati. Here we go. Open your arms above your head. Visualize, intend, or imagine that a radiant golden goddess is shining abundant grace into your arms. As you slowly draw your arms down alongside your body, you are gently guiding a column of her golden light around your form. When your hands are pointing down towards the earth, the column of grace and light moves into it, bringing blessings into the earth's subtle body, where they can be distributed as needed for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Repeat this movement to generate the column of grace 8 times. When you are ready, finish with your hands in prayer at your heart. You have completed your invocation ritual. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Callie Ma. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you, Bhuvaneswati. Thank you, everybody who is joining us with this session. Thank you, thank you. How beautiful. What a wonderful reading for Mercury retrograde in Taurus, 15 degrees, going back, I think, to 5 degrees. It could be through October, but it could be through May. Quadruple check me on these details, please. I know this is serious stuff. And just to help you enjoy your reading more, that may be fun for you to expand it in those different ways. And I'll leave resources for Molly McCord. She is a very fun and informative and grounding and spirited astrologist that you may enjoy as well as me. She gives broadcasts every week about the energies, so that's super fun. And also for Cindy Dale for the numerology. And thank you so much for helping breathe life into adoption spirit magic with us and hanging out for this Mercury retrograde reading. Heartily, we are grateful. Until next time, ciao for now. We love you all.